What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys, and today I want to go into depth about Trunks' time machine and what it can mean for the future of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Stay tuned. Trunks' time machine. So we know that it was a part of the game. We knew early on that Trunks' time machine would be available at the end of the game. However, upon getting the game, we found out that it wasn't actually activated. This was weird because I don't know. I just figured it would be, but it makes sense that it wouldn't because they didn't plan on people finishing the game as fast as they did. Those speedrunners out there. Now, what's interesting about Trunks' time machine is we do know for a fact that you will be able to go back to previous sagas and play those subquests that you miss. These subquests do allow you to get the soul emblems and stuff like that in the game. However, what's very interesting is that, and I believe that the time machine will be able to do more than just that. I believe that Trunks' time machine will also be it'll be the gateway for us to access a lot of the downloadable content in the game. Not all the downloadable content. I think as far as like when it gets into things like Super and stuff, that won't be accessible through the time machine. But rather things like Goku's fight with Pikkon. You know, if they wanted to go back and allow us to explore Snake Way or Home for Infinite Losers, any content that comes to the game that occurred before where we're at the end of the game, Trunks' time machine is going to be the vehicle for that. Also, if they plan on adding GT to the game, I expect that Trunks' time machine would be the vehicle to get us there as well. The reason why is because there's such a huge time skip that you would have to go forward in time to access that content. And even Dragon Ball. Yes, if they wanted to add Dragon Ball, which I really believe that they should, Trunks' time machine is going to be the vehicle for that. So anything in the current timeline like Super, that's what's next in the storyline after you beat Majin Buu, that's going to continue on. But anything Dragon Ball related, anything going back into Dragon Ball Z, anything going forward into Dragon Ball GT, if they choose to put those things into the game, Trunks' time machine will be the vehicle for that. So, you know, one thing is, you know, because I was thinking, somebody like me, I'm doing every subquest that comes up. So if Trunks' time machine is only needed to go back and do those subquests, it doesn't make sense for the people. You know, why put that big of a feature in the game for somebody who, like myself, has already done it? There needs to be more. There has to be more to it. And there is. I believe that there is. You know, we've speculated a lot about this game here on the channel, and a lot of those things came to fruition. So, you know, I'm you know, counting this speculation as something that is correct. Even looking at movie characters, if they choose to put those in the game, Trunks' time machine could easily be used for that. You see what I'm saying? It's interesting too because some of those things that aren't in the game now could very well change people's minds on the game. The people who didn't, you know, really like the game that much, or they liked the game, they just didn't like certain aspects of the game. It's funny how when you look in the anime series, Trunks came from the future and pretty much changed history and saved history if you look at it. Because had he not came, they wouldn't prepare for the androids. Everybody would have been wiped out. However, Trunks came from the future in the time machine and changed everything for the better. Now, it's interesting because even with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot right now, Trunks' time machine is standing to do the same thing. It's standing to change things for the better, add another level of content to the game. You know, today I was listening to Goku's review of the game, and one thing that I've noticed about people's review of the game, it's all the same. It all resonates the same. Difficulty level is one thing. Subquest is another thing. Those are the two main things that I'm hearing about the game, and combat. I just put up 4 fingers. If I was to hear 3 things, the top 3 things that I'm hearing about the game that are getting negative marks, those are it. People are complaining about the subquests because the subquests don't have that much depth to them. And I was sitting here thinking about other RPGs, The Witcher, Dragon Age, Skyrim, games like that. And I was thinking about their subquests. And really, in my opinion, RPGs that have RPG subquests aren't extensive in any game that I've played. I mean, they're subquests. Some of them are a little bit longer, more intricate and stuff like that. I get that. But to me, the subquests that I've experienced in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot I've enjoyed them. There have been some that's, like, whatever. But there have been some that have been laugh out loud funny, hilarious. It's crazy. It's creative. I get it. I guess what they were looking for in subquests, and I get this as well, is the subquests were supposed to explore more of the unexplored lore. To me, the game sort of, not fully, but they came close to missing that mark. There are some things that, you kind of see behind the scenes, and that's what the subquests are. It's kind of like the behind the scenes type stuff that you don't see when the camera's rolling, in a sense. I personally didn't have an issue with the subquest because I didn't invest that much. I didn't invest that much attention to the subquests. Like, I knew they were there. I knew what they were for, but they did tell us that the subquests are wacky and crazy, funny things to do. Even Dimitri said that, in the live stream. So I don't know why you would go into the game expecting more from the subquests when they literally told you what they would be like. But with that being said, going forward, they are going to be adding more subquests, so they do have an opportunity to put some more captivating subquests in the game. Now, end game is pretty dope. I'm liking what I'm seeing with the villainous enemies and stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to leveling up my character to the max. However, I do feel that there are some things that they could have added to the game and still could add to the game. And I'm going to go and pull that up real quick because I put out a poll yesterday on Twitter about this, about the World Tournament being in the game. I really, really, truly feel that the World Tournament could very easily be something that would extend the longevity of the game. And if they're adding PyCon to the game, then they could easily add the other World Tournament. And within the World Tournament, you can add difficulty and stuff like that. Now, the issue with adding the World Tournament would be that, how do you handle ring outs? Another thing people talked about, you can't fight on the ground in this game. Like, there's no combat on the ground. So how would you handle that? Well, I mean, they could just fly. I mean, the people you'll be fighting against will be flying in there anyway. But I get exactly what they're saying. And those are some issues, which is probably why the World Tournament wasn't included in the game. Also, I don't even understand why we can't fight on the ground. I really thought that we would be able to. I get it's not a big deal, but when you look in something as like the World Tournament or even the Tournament of Power, guys that are wanting super in the game, including myself, the Tournament of Power, to me, that is a trump card that you can't fly. Or that's not a trump card. Trump card is something that's good. But anyway, the thing that rules that out right now is that you cannot fly in the Tournament of Power. So how are they going to implement that into the game? You see what I'm saying? Are they going to allow you to fight on the ground? Because you can't fly in that arena. So there are some plot holes. There are some major issues that if they are going to add super to the extent of the Tournament of Power, that they're going to need to correct. Otherwise, there is just going to be a major block because you're going to get to the Tournament of Power arena. You're going to be floating in the air and people are going to be like, what's going on? I thought you couldn't fly in this arena. So I did a poll yesterday on Twitter. Said, would you like to have the World Tournament mode added to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot? Out of 100 votes, and it's about 4 hours and 21 minutes left, 99% said yes. Only 1% said no. One person said no. It's always one, but I digress. But anyway, guys, that is something that we all want in the game. But like I said, they will have to overcome that issue. That's why I don't, like, when I think about it in that regard, I don't see it happening. So Trunks Time Machine, in my opinion, is going to be very, very important in the game as far as what we see going forward and stuff like that. So I'm very interested to see. I am happy to know, or I'm happy to see that they are doing some free content outside of the season pass and things like that. But, I know they're going to do super. I know they're going to do super. My only issue is, how do they do it going forward? And then, on top of that, are they going to implement it into the base game where you can fight on the ground if they do make it to the Tournament of Power, et cetera, et cetera? Because we already know the mechanics are there, because in the game where you're not in a fight, you're literally running on the ground and doing different things. So, I'm just wondering about that. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below, guys. But be excited because there is more content coming to this game. It's not done yet. And you always have two different pictures of a game that you see when it first releases, as opposed to, maybe 5-6 months down the road once they get more stuff implemented into the game that they wanted to before but couldn't because of, time and having to release the game. But guys, I'm going to leave you with a beautiful Halo ad. Please check them out. They have some awesome gear, some awesome things anime related. I have some stuff ordered. Can't wait for it to come in. The jacket that I have underneath this one, this is my Goku jacket, actually got from there as well. So I'm wearing two jackets because it was cold outside. But guys, check them out. Link is in the description box down below, along with those discounts for using promo code Dmgaming. Till next time, y'all, thanks for watching. Peace.
You can find all kinds of themes merch on beautifulhalo.com. We have anime, comic, game, memes, and many other themes merch. Check the link in the description and find your favorite hoodies and tees now.